This is the Fortune Business Report for Wednesday, March 13th.
Good evening. I'm Pat Kiernan. In a surprising turn of events, a major tobacco company is raising the white flag in a class action lawsuit against cigarette makers. Liggett Group has agreed to settle a suit that claims cigarette companies manipulate nicotine levels to keep smokers hooked. The maker of Chesterfield and Eve cigarettes has promised to pay part of its earnings for the next 25 years for programs to help smokers kick the habit. Liggett is the first tobacco company to pay anything to settle a smoking lawsuit. But other defendants in the case aren't giving up the fight. Philip Morris and Lorillard Tobacco say they have no plans to settle. And tobacco analyst Roy Burry says the rest probably won't either.
We don't feel that any of the other defendants will settle out of court. It certainly doesn't affect the law in any way. Liggett did not admit to doing anything wrong. Liggett was just given a great deal on the part of the plaintiff's attorneys to settle this case out of court. Tremendous deal. They would have been foolish not to take it.
Several tobacco stocks took a nosedive on the news. Philip Morris, the world's largest tobacco company, sagged more than 4 points. RJR Reynolds slid a point. But shares of Liggett's parent company, the Brook Group, rallied 1.5 points. A widely followed report about the computer chip industry tossed around the technology sector today. The report is called the book-to-bill ratio, and it points to sluggish demand for computer chips in February. It was the ratio's second straight month below the break-even point. Analysts are divided over the extent of the slump and over how long it will last. Investors seemed unsure of how to translate the news, and shares of the major computer chip makers were mixed. Industry leader Intel rose 1.25. Micron Technology slipped a half point. Texas Instruments is edging up 5/8. The stock market went from wild to mild Wednesday after a week of tumultuous ups and downs. Philip Morris led the Dow Industrials lower amid a very slow trading session, but the rest of the market held up well, including the Dow Transportation Index and the technology-rich NASDAQ market. Investors say trading could get volatile again later in the week when more economic news is released. Here's a look at the final numbers. You can get a complete look at today's top business stories, plus the latest market numbers from around the world, all on Pathfinder, Time Warner's internet service on the World Wide Web at pathfinder.com. That's all for now. I'm Pat Kiernan.